Hello, and welcome to Easy English Interviews, the podcast for English language learning. My name is Chris Kent. I'm an associate professor of English as a second language in Japan. And in this podcast, I interview interesting people in easy English, so English students can practice their listening comprehension skills. Please enjoy listening to the interviews, and if you would like to check your comprehension, please look at the questions in the podcast episode notes. Or go to kjkentmsed.substack.com and click on the post for this episode. There, you can subscribe to my Substack and receive email notifications whenever a new interview is released. インタビューを楽しみください。理解度を確認したい場合は、ポッドキャストノートの質問を見るか、URL kjkentmsed.substack.com にアクセスして、このエピソードをクリックしてください。そこで私のサブスタックをサブスクライブして、新しいインタビューがリリースされるたびに電子メール通知を受け取ることができます。Okay, and now for the easy English interview. Okay, so today we are talking with a very special guest, and her name is Erin Corrigan, and she is a high school student who just graduated from Nagano Nishi?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And I believe you were in the international program?
Yes, I was.
Okay, did you like that?
I liked it very much, actually. I've met many great people, and I became friends with so many people. Everyone's really kind, and I really liked it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that Nagano has a good program like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the interview. My first question for you is, how old are you now, and how many people are in your family?
I am 18 years old right now. I just turned 18 last month. And I have 5 members in my family, including me. My brother, who is 14 years old, my mom and my dad, and we have a dog named Hunter.
Hunter?
He's a Labrador. Yeah.
I see, yes. I've met Hunter. He's a great dog. Okay. My next question is, what activities do you enjoy doing with your family?
We go on trips often. We've been going to Canada almost every year, but because of COVID, we haven't been that much. But we've been to Europe and some countries in Asia, and yeah, I love going on trips with my family.
Yeah, I think going on vacations and trips with your family is actually a very good way to learn new things.
Yes, yeah.
So my mother used to say that was an education in itself, going on a trip.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. My next question is, what is your hobby or hobbies if you have more than one?
My hobby is snowboarding at the moment. I've recently started snowboarding, and I'm not that good yet, but I like it a lot. I like it better than skiing. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I think snowboarding and skiing both are great ways to enjoy, the winter in Nagano.
Yes.
And snowboarding, I tried it once, but I couldn't get it, so I stick to skiing. Yeah. Okay. And kind of a different question, but do you have a favorite movie or a favorite TV show that you watch? And why do you like that movie or TV show?
One of my favorite shows is Stranger Things on Netflix. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have, but I've never seen it before.
Yeah, the characters, it's a show that is set in the 80s, and they fight monsters.
Those are the best shows.
I like Stranger Things a lot. Yeah. My favorite movie, I have a couple, but Spirited Away, a Ghibli movie, I like that one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Ghibli movies. From what I've heard, they take so much time and effort to make those animations so realistic, but at the same time, they're still like a cartoon. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I know many students would like to hear the answer to this question. So do you have any favorite like smartphone games or apps that you use? And how often do you do them?
One of my favorite apps on my smartphone is Duolingo. It's a language learning app.
Oh, yeah.
I use it to learn French because I did French in high school, actually. And I wanted to, keep going to remember. I also do Korean sometimes because my friend just went to Korea for university and I want to go see her sometime. So I started doing Korean.
So English, Japanese, French, and Korean.
Yeah.
Sounds very busy. But that's great. I think more and more kids these days need to be multilingual.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. So back to school, what was your favorite subject when you were in school and why?
My favorite subject, I have a couple actually. One of them is French. I liked French a lot. I like learning languages and it was really fun for me because in my course there were a lot of English classes and I liked it for a change because I sometimes got sick of doing English all the time. And I also liked science subjects like chemistry, biology. I like science because there's always an answer. So I don't know, for me it's easier than Japanese classes. So yeah, I like science and French.
Yeah, that's interesting. When I was in school, my favorite subjects were both English and science. And the reason why I think is because of what you just said. So English is more creative or fun and science is more matter of fact. Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay. And what subjects did you like the least in school and why?
My least favorite subject was Koten, Old Japanese, because I didn't understand it. It was difficult for me to understand because nothing made sense.
Wow, it must be very confusing studying all those old, because it's in English we have Old English, and that's really confusing. So for you, it's Old Japanese, right?
Yeah, it was really difficult for me. And the teacher wasn't very fun either, so it was kind of hard to keep going, Yeah.
Yeah, having a good teacher also helps. Yeah. Okay, so now that you've graduated, what do you want to study in university and why?
It depends on where I'm going to university, but I think if I went to the university I got accepted to in Tokyo, I would be doing international studies or sociology. And if I went to Canada, I would be doing environmental studies.
Wow, environmental studies, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I think both ways is studying in Japan and doing, that type of international stuff is also interesting. It would be nice if you could somehow combine the two. Maybe study in both places.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what type of career would you like to have after you graduate from university?
I want a high-paying job.
That's nice.
Because I like traveling. I want to go to different countries. And if I end up living in either Japan or Canada, I would want to go see my family in the other country. And for that, I need to have a high-paying job, I think. And what I want to do is also, it kind of depends on where I go to university, but I want to do something to help the environment or I don't know, something for world peace.
Yeah, well, I think those are, very admirable goals. And if you can incorporate those things into a job that also, like you say, can get you enough money to travel. A lot of jobs you have to travel for the job, but if you can also do a job where you can make enough money to be able to visit family or visit friends if they're in Korea or Europe, I think that's a great way to, a good goal to try to reach. Okay, my last question, which I ask everyone, and I think, the people who listen to this podcast will be very interested in hearing your response to this question, which is, if you have any advice for students studying English, what advice could you give them?
I think learning English in a fun way, like listening to music, English music, or watching shows or movies in English, or reading, learning English in a fun way would, so like you can continue doing it without getting tired of it. Because sometimes, in Japan, I think, in school, it's usually focused on grammar.
Right.
And I think that kind of makes some students like sick of English or like difficult. So I think like learning English in a fun way is good. And also I think speaking is important. I think like if you practice speaking a lot, you're able to improve your listening also. And I think, it's a great way to learn English.
Yeah, well, I think what you've said there, that advice is very good because of two reasons. I think motivation is important, and if something is fun, you're motivated, right? Yes. So if you can do something that motivates you to learn, then you'll get better. But also, I think sometimes we focus too much on, grammar because it's easy to test. And so I think you're correct. If you want to be a good speaker, you have to speak more and have fun.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and good luck in choosing your university. I know you haven't decided yet, but I'm sure you will choose something that will challenge you, and hopefully it'll help you to be successful in the future.
Thank you so much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Erin Corrigan, and I would like to say thank you very much for listening. Also, I hope that you will try the comprehension questions when you have free time so you can check your listening ability in English. And please, if you would like to be notified by email whenever a new podcast is up, please become a subscriber at kjkentmsed.substack.com. That's kjkentmsed.substack.com. If you become a paid subscriber there, you can read transcripts of the interviews and check your comprehension answers. All right. Thank you again, and see you next time when we will speak with another interesting person. Bye-bye from Easy English Interviews.